Trading has finally come to Roblox Jailbreak. This is a long requested feature and many people are happy with it as it will give them a chance to obtain vehicles that have been previously retired. But which retired vehicles are the best and which ones are the worst? I've been requested to make this video by quite a few people, so I decided now would be a good time to rank every single retired vehicle from worst to best. Now keep in mind, I'm only talking about vehicles that were available to purchase in-game, so I will not cover any of the seasoned vehicles in this ranking. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and let's get started. In last place, we have the SUV. This vehicle was really pointless and there was no need to buy it at all. While it could seat 4 players, the Tesla could already do that and the Tesla was much faster. The only reason myself and many others bought this vehicle was because it spawned at the prison, so it was an easy escape. However, with the addition of the patrol bike, there was no point to buy the SUV anymore. Overall, this vehicle is incredibly useless and I've pretty much never ever used this vehicle after it was retired. Up next, we got the Mustang. This vehicle was incredibly slow, and while it looked really good at the time as the jailbreak car style was pretty basic, the stats were not great at all, and its successor, the Challenger, is much better in pretty much every way. The only use this vehicle had was if there was a camping cop at the gun store, so it was nice to have just in case there was somebody blocking your escape route, but other than that, there was really no point to use this vehicle. Then we have the Mini Cooper. Overall, this car I don't have much to say about. It's small, it looks alright for the time that it came out, and the stats were okay for the price. It had really good acceleration, so that's why I personally bought it, and it was actually one of the first vehicles that I bought, so it does have a bit of a special place in my heart, but I can't particularly rate it too high because the fact is it's just not a great vehicle. Then we have the Porsche. This vehicle was a really good escape from the museum, and overall it was pretty solid, but not too memorable. I pretty much never used it outside of escaping the museum, and of course it does not look that great, especially compared to the Boxer, its successor. When escaping the museum, I kind of preferred using the classic car at the museum as the classic car looked better and the stats were not that much different. Up next, we have the classic car. At the time of release, this was definitely the best looking vehicle in the game. It had a lot of really cool details, and it was a type of vehicle that the game hadn't really had before. I was honestly sad that it got retired because I thought it was a perfectly fine escape vehicle, and it fit the theme of the museum really well, as it was an old car and, you know, the museum showcases old stuff. Then we have the OG McLaren. For a long time, this vehicle was kind of garbage. The speed and stats were really poor for the amount of money you had to pay for this thing, around 300,000 J-Bucks, and I barely saw anybody use this car. In fact, I can probably count on one hand the times I've seen someone using the McLaren in the game. However, I have warmed up to it a bit. I think it looks really good, definitely one of the better looking OG vehicles. And now the stats are in a place where it's not bad. I still have fun driving this car around every now and then. Then we have the Nascar vehicles. I'm counting both of them here because they're pretty much the same and the stats difference is pretty minuscule. I was super happy when I found out that Jailbreak was collabing with NASCAR. The game hadn't really collabed with any major brands before, so it was really awesome to get a NASCAR in-game. Now the stock car itself has pretty good stats. For a free vehicle, the free version was absolutely awesome, and if you were able to grab it as a new player, this was definitely going to help you out a lot. These vehicles are definitely really cool collectibles to have. Up next, we got the Agent. This vehicle looks really cool. Stats wise, the vehicle is a bit too slow for my taste, but come on, it's an Aston Martin. It's not going to be a supercar or anything like that. However, for the longest time, this vehicle was incredibly buggy and would fling incredibly often, so this holds it back a little bit for me. Also, the missile system needs a lot of reworking as it's incredibly difficult to aim and the missiles are kind of bugged sometimes. Up next, we have the Toreira. This vehicle has incredibly solid stats and for the most part, it looks really cool. This vehicle is definitely a lot of fun to drive around. However, the reason I'm kind of dragging it down a little bit is for an incredibly stupid reason. That's because this car can't really fit my avatar sometimes. Like, my legs are always sticking out of the bottom, so I never really find myself using this vehicle, as it breaks the illusion in game if my legs are literally sticking out of the bottom of the car. However, I can't deny this vehicle is still incredibly good, and I do find myself using it every now and then. Then we have the Bugatti Veyron. Stats wise, this vehicle is absolutely incredible. It's the fastest vehicle in the game, and many players still desire it to this day. This vehicle is absolutely iconic and is probably one of the most popular vehicles in the game. However, I haven't been the biggest fan of it, and this is because of its look. The vehicle looks pretty ugly, especially when you compare it to the IRL counterpart. I just don't like the look of this vehicle at all. It's not as ugly looking as like the Torpedo, but it still doesn't look that great, so I never really find myself using this vehicle. However, I can't deny the stats are phenomenal. In third place, we have the M12 Molten. This was the first community creation added to the game, and to this day, it's still one of the best. It looks absolutely fantastic. Rally Subby did an amazing job designing it, and it has some incredible stats. This vehicle is always super fun to drive around. For our penultimate vehicle, we have the MCL36. This race car is definitely one of the best looking vehicles in the game, and it has incredible stats as well. It was already really good when it was first added, but the devs gave it a buff that made it one of the best vehicles in the game stats wise. Overall, I really enjoyed this vehicle both in looks and in speed, and it's definitely one of my favorites. But for me, easily racing home in first place is the Airtail. Now, this vehicle is just awesome in so many ways. It looks really good, and I know Asimo said that he wasn't fully happy with how it came out, but I still think it looks really good. It also has incredible speed, and it seats 3 players. It's a great vehicle for teams, and I always use this vehicle when I'm playing with 2 other people. I am honestly kind of sad this vehicle was retired. I don't think it should have been. Overall though, I love this vehicle a lot, so it comes in first place. And that's gonna conclude my ranking of every single Jailbreak retired vehicle. What do you think? Which retired vehicles are your favorite? Which ones are your least favorite? Are you going to try to get any in particular from trading? Make sure to let me know all of your thoughts down below in the comments section. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe for more Jailbreak rankings, news, interviews, and more. Also consider following me on Twitter, joining my Discord server, and joining my Roblox group, all of which are linked below in the description. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.